I welcome you today to the training about the rules that you have to play by to succeed with social media marketing. So welcome to 21 disciplines that I have found distinguish good social media marketers from, well, the rest. Disciplines are not tips, strategies, or secrets. Disciplines are activities that are practiced. Disciplines are things that you put yourself through and work with and take out into the world and do. And when they are practiced, they get amazing results. And this is nowhere more applicable than in the social media marketing space, just like coaching, where we are continuously interacting with people, and we need to have some benchmark on which to base our consistent service and behavior. Why have I devoted a whole training to these disciplines? Because only engagement matters. The disciplines I'm going to share with you will help you create engaging content. A lack of engagement tells you that you're off the mark. And without engagement, you're really wasting your time and effort. You should be looking at the bottom of every single post to see that at least some of your audience are there engaging. Print that list at the end of your worksheet, paste it on your wall, and do me a favor, practice these 21 disciplines until they become a habit that underlines your social media best practices. Discipline number 1. I suppose you're feeling quite nauseous about the emphasis on your ideal customer, which comes in many guises as a combination of the best qualities of those you wish you had or do have. It's highly unlikely you have only one, but any part of your marketing and sales process that touches customers, which is pretty much everything, let's face it, will improve when you're 100% clear on these avatars. With regards to creating engaging content, they are used to understand what makes them tick, their needs, values, aspirations, limitations, the language they use, all the stuff you need to purpose your marketing more effectively and create a better user experience. Guys, if you have not done the ideal customer work and put in some serious time, you are going to pay the price. And by the way, this is constantly changing. You don't do this exercise once and then never again. It's an evolving space, and your ideal customer changes. You need to stay on top of that. Number 2, small business owners with limited resources can't be everywhere. Ignore what everyone else tells you and go where your customers are. In your research about your ideal customer avatars, you will see where they hang out. You need to go there and focus there. You can't be everywhere. There's nothing more dangerous than a dormant platform. If you cannot achieve the basic requirements of keeping a profile going, don't go there. So why do I focus on Facebook as the starting point? Well, because it is the largest community in the world. Facebook has got around 2.2 billion users. That's bigger than China. Really, how many customers do you want? Plus, Facebook gives you this whole toolbox of free tools to get your word out there. The targeting capability, as I demonstrated with that targeting document, gives you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of targeting capabilities to fine-tune your content and your ads to put them directly in front of your ideal customer. And then the research capability of Facebook, where you can go and research trends, your customers, your competitors, what people are saying, what people are engaging with. I rest my case. We are working with Facebook. Once you become a Facebook master, you'll crush social media marketing anywhere. The next very important point is Work with the algorithm. Principle number 3, it probably should be 1, but it is designed according to Mr. Zuckerberg, and it was updated earlier this year in 2018, designed to deliver content to people that is valuable to them. How do they know that? By prioritizing stuff that has meaningful interaction from friends and family before businesses, brands, and so on. Therefore, it's trickier than ever for you to get your content out there. And before you shut down and run off in a huff, what I'm going to show you is going to get you to crush this algorithm. Play by the rules, make sure you understand it, play nicely, and you will get the rewards. Over the next few weeks with the content training, I'm going to help you crack this thing, and you are going to become very good at working with the algorithm because, as Mr. Zuckerberg says, you'll see less public content. You as a user, a Facebook person, using Facebook for entertainment, will see less posts from businesses, brands, and media. And the public content you see, those from businesses, brands, and media, will be held to the same standard as your friends, family, and colleagues, i.e., encouraging meaningful interactions. So if you are not posting engaging content, your page is going to decline in reach and less people are going to see it, and you're going to be doing a lot of work for nothing. Right, discipline number 4. The idea of this principle is pretty simple. Instead of always talking, listen to what your online audience is saying. A customer-centered social media strategy is more beneficial because it helps to identify the most attractive content to use back to people. People who like your page are letting you into their personal space, and it's very different to email. Think about the characteristics of a really super social outing. What happens? First of all, you enjoy the company. Secondly, you talk about common interests. It's a nice environment. You have people who are listening to you and interested in what you have to say. They share helpful advice. You share helpful advice. You tell funny stories and laugh at each other's jokes. Wow, I didn't know that kind of stuff. News and interesting stories. That is being social. That is what has to feature on your content plan. Listen first, listen to understand, read between the lines, and then be human and talk back in first person, one-to-one people socializing. Linking straight onto my next discipline, humanizing your business. Engage and send real responses to interact and humanize your brand. Nobody wants to talk to a robot or receive an automated message. That's why chatbots are getting so popular and are going to become even more popular because of the augmented reality. They can read between the lines and sense what people want to know. Hence the way I've shown you, personalizing your message settings, using a conversational tone in those autoresponders so they appear less like an autoresponder and more like you saying something to people one-on-one. If you don't respond, you're leaving money on the table. Stats show that roughly 30% of social media users go to a competitor if they are ignored in a message. That's important because nearly 34% of people say that social media is where they go for customer care communication. So they go to you, they expect a response, be there and connect. People who are involved in discussions with a brand on a constant basis are quality followers. You need to keep them close. They are the ones that keep the conversation going, build the image of your business. Their importance should not be underestimated. Even one quality follower is more than thousands of people who don't interact and are just numbers. Making as many connections as possible is one of the primary objectives of you on social media. No person should be ignored if she tries to she tries to contact you, acknowledge them, and try to establish a positive relationship from the first day. Otherwise, contact you again is not an option. That's how socializing works, right? What I tend to do is tag people I haven't heard of for a while, maybe message people directly, haven't seen you on the page, how are you, is everything good? Think about who are the important people that give your content personality, engage, and therefore help the reach. Discipline number 7, stay positive. A positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, events, and outcomes. It's like those of you into positive vibes and positive energy. It's a catalyst and it sparks extraordinary results. We all have a few exceptions in our social media circles who love to share negative, ugly things. I have, by the way, shown you how to unfollow those people without them knowing you. You don't need to see that. You want to be in a positive space, full of positive energy the whole time, and share that on your page with great content. People are more likely to share inspirational messages and beautiful images. So let's go on to look at number 8, responding promptly. Responding to customers in a timely manner is nothing new, let's face it, when it comes to providing a great customer service. Social media has made messaging and sharing faster than ever before between individuals, and therefore has set expectations really highly. And yet we see it done so badly. These Facebook specifications, mine is currently 100% response rate, 5 minutes response time, but the actual specifications in order to get a very responsive badge is answer at least 90% of all messages that you receive within 5 minutes over the previous 7-day period. So it's a bit of a tall order, and it's hard to keep up because the minute you slip with 1 or 2 responders, you will get penalized and you lose your little badge. What I like is it's a worthy indicator of service levels, because then people know what they can expect. So when somebody comes to you with an inquiry or a question and you've got that badge, they have an expectation and they know they're going to hear from you quickly, and they're more likely to engage than go somewhere else to get their question answered. So give it a go and try and keep up with those levels. The important point as an extension of that discussion is the difference between traditional marketing and digital marketing is the move from broadcasting message to opening dialogue between a business and customer. It's now about talking with them as opposed to talking at them, sending messages out there and you don't know if they've been hit or not. Please make sure you from today onwards engage in dialogue, connect with people as we've indicated, respond to people with a good time, give people your attention. This one is going to get a few of you quite heated, I think. Number 9, the 80-20 rule. If you post a bunch of promotional posts in a row, your page is going to start feeling spammy really fast. The rule of thumb is 15 to 20% of your promotional posts will give them the best chance of getting seen. The rest must be engaging content that keeps their attention. Why, you might ask? As I've demonstrated with working with the algorithm, if they're engaged, they're going to see more of your content. If they have meaningful interactions with your content, Facebook is going to carry on showing them your content. The chances are that promotional posts sprinkled in between all your other valuable stuff is going to get seen. Please resist the plea to beg somebody to visit your page, visit your website, please buy now, and all those things on social media. Rather, ask yourself, will my fans find this post interesting enough to read and interact with, even if they don't want to buy? If you're going to post once a day, every day of the week, one of those post weekdays is your promotional day. The rest is searching for engaging content. So there's your work cut out for you. And let's go and reiterate this with discipline number 10, quality versus quantity. Why do people leave your page? 46% of people leave the page because it's too promotional. So, you see, you've been warned. Stop all that promotion, help people, and they will become interested. 41% of people unfollow because it's uninteresting and not relevant. You've got to learn what your audience wants to know about, how you can help them, how you can add value, what are the topics that get their interest, and go there. That means studying your ideal customer avatar and use of inappropriate language. The best advice I can give is stay on brand and use the tone of your platform. And then here, too quiet, I've mentioned to you, a dead page or a dormant page is very bad for your brand. And then they don't reply to me, as we've just shown you. You have to have a high response rate on social media. It's what your customer expects. The next slide is one of my favorite. Be so good they can't ignore you, with a very clear brand voice. Use your special voice and your special attention to detail with quality content, the way you manage a positive reputation, and just make people look forward to seeing your stuff. That is the best possible way to market. I cannot give you better advice with your social media marketing. The next one is change it up. Very important that you change the type of content you post in your page. Over the coming few weeks, I'm going to show you how to vary your content, both to keep the page interesting for two reasons. Because it's different strokes for different folks, different people will engage with different content, and also to test what works for your page, for your product, for your audience. Created content quickly is your own unique content. Curated content is other content from other sources, influencers, brands, etc. that you share to your page. Branded images, your own images with your logo on. Comical shared images, or if you're lucky enough and clever enough to generate your own. And then finally video. Video is the best content you can put out there on social media. Short concentration span, high visual connection. People want to see video. Video on social media produces 1,200% more shares than text and media combined. Stats show that companies using video experience 41% more website traffic from search engines than other content. So 82% of viewers prefer looking at live than looking at your social media posts. And Facebook loves live. Facebook Live gets more reach and reactions because Facebook gives high quality ranking weight to in the now relevant live content. And when your audience start interacting, that's even better, because now you've got their engagement with live real-time content. It works like a charm, and the best thing is it reaches people because Facebook shows live content high on a news feed. It reaches people that may not already like or be engaged with your page. Please don't be afraid of live. We are going to study how to do it in the next few weeks, but try it. Grab your phone. You don't need fancy equipment. Grab your phone. Try and have a little live chat. 30 seconds. Give it a go. If you don't like it, you can always delete the post. I would definitely make it a priority to start getting used to using live. Now I want to introduce you to my Mission 3E. This is one of my special little measurements to make sure your content is engaging. When you post something, ask yourself, is it entertaining? Is it enriching? Or is it educational? If you hit one of those three, your content is going to be engaging. And if you hit more than one, then you probably have hit gold. So pay attention, entertaining, enriching, educational. Ask yourself if you're doing that with your posts. The next one is erring on the side of caution. Be very careful with disconnects, because that's when social media bites you in the butt. Disconnect between online and offline. Are you saying one thing, and when they come to meet you for real or come to your premises or see your work, that it's not what you promise it is? Or are you saying one thing on social media, when they go to your website they're experiencing something completely different? That I say I do gap is very, very dangerous. Use mystery guests, mystery customers, do audits on your processes. Make sure there is not a disconnect, and if there should be a problem, apologize that you slipped up, be authentic and real, and people are much more likely to forgive than if you exercise with egos, and or indeed if you ignore it completely. Right, mobile content is critical. More than half digital content consumed happens to be via mobile device. Not only that, the percentage of mobile only people is steadily growing. You have to make sure all your content is mobile friendly. When you post stuff, until you become an expert, post your content on your PC or your phone and go to the other device to check it's rendered correctly. Go to your PC to see if it's right, go to your tablet, go to your phone. Make sure. There is nothing worse for your brand than getting this basic little thing wrong, and it's easy enough to do. The next one is going to get a lot of you very excited. Pay to play. Why do you think social media platforms encourage free users? Well, it's to build the audience on which they can base a money-making business. Facebook has an audience that us as businesses target for advertising. It's not a charity organization. They're in it for the money. And they can't keep going if they don't make money. And you can't keep marketing for free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So you can build your page to a certain extent. A smaller page is easier to build. As it gets bigger and bigger, you're going to have to pay to play. And I suggest now that you start putting your budget aside, anything from 200 to 500 Rand a month, so that when we come to advertising on your page, when you've got great content, everything's set up, your social media practices are fantastic, we can advertise to bring people to your page, and they stay there because they love what they see. And you are going to have more success with your online ads because of what you're learning here. Who your customer is, what they want, what they like, see, read, listen to, where to find them. Those are the factors that increase your great chances of high return on investment. Next, monitor your marketplace. A marketer's job is never done. You learn, unlearn, relearn continuously as technology changes, as people behave and interact differently. New tools, new platforms, new things are available, and the way your competitors respond to these are different. You must keep an eye on who's talking about you or your product type or service, what your competitors are saying, how they are serving your prospective customers, what's happening with regard to breaking news. What should you be in the know about? What can you share with your audience that they're going to go, oh, wow, this is a real expert. Look at this information. Latest designs, latest trends in your industry. You need to know what's happening, and there's nowhere better than monitoring it on social media. That is where people talk about what they love, about what they find, about what's new. Please allocate time for market research. Next is integrating your social media with the rest of your marketing. Social media is not a solo sport. You cannot build your marketing strategy on social media alone. You need your own real estate where you control the conversation. And where do you do that? On your website or your blog. You are not in charge of what people say on social media. You can only react. So you need to move the relationship from social media to your own real estate, where you build the relationships through email, through SMS marketing, customer service, wada, and you make sure your offline links seamlessly with online to avoid that I say, I do gap. And as we see in this picture, they all connect and interact, different touch points that touch the customer and impact whether you make a sale or not. I wanted to make an example of, for example, Facebook. You see so many transport vehicles or business cards just with a Facebook logo. And you go, oh dear heaven, how am I supposed to know what your Facebook name is? For example, when you go to print or offline with Facebook, facebook.com/ and your proper page name written in full to make it easy for people to be able to find you. Think integration and make it easy for people to move from one to the other without friction. People going from your Facebook page to your website, do they look, feel similar? They feel like different places. People will bomb out because they'll think they've landed in the wrong place. Okay, second last, discipline number 20, test, measure, and tweak. Every business, every audience, content, everything that happens online, as I've just said, is constantly evolving. You need to stay on top of that. While I can show you the best practices, you have to test, dig into your insights, look deeper of what is resonating with your audience. Which posts are getting the most traction? Which topics are your audience passionate about? Which days and times seem to work best for your fans? What posting frequency? How often should you be posting? If you're posting once a day and you're getting great engagement, you don't need to post more. But most of the time, there's different times of day to post to a business audience, post to a leisure audience, etc. You need to test these things, and only through testing are you going to hit the sweet spot. And by the way, the sweet spot is continuously on the move. Last but not least, you have to exercise patience. Patience is a virtue, and social media is not an instant fix. With so much content out there, you need to do your best to stand out. Don't disappear after some publishing because you haven't reached 5,000 fans and you haven't made your first million. You have to keep at it. You have to be available. You have to be consistent. You have to be on brand. You will get results, people. Just stick with it. Once it gains traction and once it takes off, you are going to see results. A digital marketing strategy is as simple as 1, 2, 3, but it's not instant. Your job is to grow your audience, engage them, the important and often missing link, before you can turn them into customers. But using these principles I've shown you and making them a habit and keeping to these basic principles, which will stay the same irrespective of how the space changes, I have shown you what is going to help you find your ideal customer, attract and grow your audience, generate content that gets their attention and engages them, lead them to conversations and relationships that build trust. People buy from businesses they trust, and nurture leads into your sales funnel so they come to you cash in hand, ready to buy. It's a relationship that goes over a continuum of time. As you take people in there, you're bringing new followers in who continue to go on. An ongoing game. So, take it, leave it, ignore this at your peril, but know the consequences. I can promise you these 21 disciplines are going to make the difference between just being Usaran and being excellent. So, print that little sheet I made for you at the end of your worksheet, paste it up on your wall, refer to it often, use these options just to do a quick audit on your posts. Am I doing the following? Am I doing all these practices? Am I keeping up? I know it's a big job, but we never said it was going to be easy. Worth it? Definitely. Thanks for joining me, and until the next training, My best wishes. Take care of yourselves.